What is up and welcome back, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Lepro and Lunoxa LED desk lamps. As you can tell, I do have them set up. We are going to look at every little detail so you can see which one is going to be your preference and which one is going to be worth your time and your money to go ahead and buy. Now I do want to mention that there is a big price difference. The Lepro is just going to be 20 USD while the Lunoxa can be up to 120. So there's going to be a big difference in price. I did get lucky on Amazon and I did find a coupon. So I did get the Lunoxa for around 92. You know those coupons where you click and it automatically gets adjusted in your cart. So maybe you can get lucky as well. You just got to check from time to time. But like we mentioned, 20 compared to 120, that's a big jump. So let's find out if it's going to be worth the price to get the more pricier desk lamp. Now, this is going to be the packaging. You do get a bigger box for the Lunoxa, smaller one for the Lepro. But once we set them off to the side, then put the boxes over here. And now we do have a second Lunoxa next to the Lepro. You can see there is a very obvious difference in sizing. The Lunoxa is going to be a lot more longer and taller. Then also the base is going to be a little bit more wider. So all that can come into consideration when you're doing your setup. And also we do stand up the Lepro. This is as tall as it can get. Nice and straight, so that can look real nice for your setup if you're going for that look. And then for the Lunoxa, it can straighten out a little bit, and also the top part can swivel. So this is going to be the most vertical that you can get with the Lunoxa. So it's all going to come down to aesthetics. Which of these two do you prefer for your setup? For the lighting, the Lepro looks very clean, straight, and forward. I do like the aesthetics a little bit more, I do have to say, from the Lepro. And the Lunoxa is going to be more for convenience, right? It's going to be more for utility, and I do like that because it gives you a lot more options. And we'll see when that comes into place, because for example, for my monitor, if I do put the Lepro behind it, some of the LEDs are going to get blocked off by the monitor because the monitor does sit a little bit higher, right? So this is not going to work for a setup like I do have right here. But if we set up the Lunoxa, you can see that the LEDs are going to be on top. None of them aren't going to get blocked off. You can also swivel it down. So that's going to be very convenient. And not just that, the arm does swivel a little bit more. You can see right there. I can angle it like that, or I can angle it the opposite way. That's as much angling that you're going to get. So you do get some advantages with the Lunoxa, right? It does move like that, so it gives you a little bit more of a custom setup. So that's going to be for the aesthetics. And also one thing I do want to mention before I go is that for the cable, for the power source, you are going to have a white cord for the Lepro. And that can look very clean, right? You're going for a white setup, that can look very clean. But for the Lunoxa, you are going to have this black cord. So I would have preferred they added white. Like I said, that can bother some people when you're going for a certain aesthetic. And then underneath, I'll show you the difference. There's going to be the white and then going to be the black. And I know that could be very important to a lot of gamers out there or professionals because you want your setup to look like you envisioned it in your mind, right? So with the cable management, if you do have a lot of black cables running in the back, that can bother some people, especially when you do have a white setup. So moving on. So now let's get into some functionality to see how well do these lights actually light up. And right here we are going to look at the Lepro first. Remember, this is going to be the 20 USD lamp. So far it's fantastic, and it's all going to depend on your setup. If you don't need something to be too high up, then I just think this one looks aesthetically more pleasing. And if you do need it to be a little bit higher, you can always put a box or a little block underneath it to raise it up. So that is a solution I'm offering, something you can do. But out the box, you are going to have a more advantage with the Lunoxa. It can accommodate you with less work. Now for the lighting, you are going to have, for both of these, a scale of 3000K all the way to 6500K in temperature change. And we can see that right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the temperature change for the Lepro. Let me angle this more down. And I am going to turn off the Lunoxa so we can get the full effect of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do like this one the best, and then you can also control the brightness. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. Back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that right there. 2, 3, 4. Then let's get it all the way up. So right there. Looks very nice with that lighting. Very clean. Looks very good. And I am going to explain the difference once we compare the Lunoxa. Now we do have the Lepro turned off and just the Lunoxa on, so we can see how the light actually looks. Also looks very nice, but there's going to be a difference up top. You are going to have some light escaping in a ring form, and also up top. I do like how that looks. That does look somewhat futuristic. Let me go over here to the Lepro, and you're just going to get the LEDs underneath, nothing up top. So there's going to be a difference in aesthetics. All depends on what you like and what you're going for. And now for the lighting controls. Right here we are going to press this button. We switch it to temperature. This is going to be dimming or brightness control, and then temperature. You can see that we can move the temperature down, and it's going to be the same reading from 3000K all the way up to 6500K. But instead of having 5 controls, you're going to get 7. Same deal with the dimming control. You can go down in stepwise with 7 options. That's very nice. It gives you a little bit more custom control. So for me, it basically came down to 2 things, and I'm going to show you something that you can notice really with the type of video that I'm recording, the straight on view. It really has to be a top looking down view, and you're going to see what I mean. So if I go over here and I turn off the Lunoxa, for me what made me choose the Lunoxa more than a Lepro is going to be the shadows. Look at my hand shadow, right? You see how it looks somewhat wavy? Let me get a little bit more closer. Looks somewhat wavy, right? You see these wrinkles right here, the ripples? That has to do with the LED lights. Now we go to the Lunoxa. Let me turn off the Lepro. You can see that the shadows are going to be less wavy. Let me use this hand. More natural, less wavy. Going again with the Lepro. Look at that. More natural, right? And the reason for it is going to be the LEDs. So if I turn this over like this, it does have LEDs like that. So when those LEDs turn on, each one is kind of angled in a different position. You can see that right there. So it is going to cast a very minimal shadow. Not that noticeable, for example, like this, from far away. Not noticeable. You can see that. Doesn't look that obvious. But if you are somewhat close and over the top, you are going to get this ripple effect. Now with the Lunoxa, you don't get that. From far away, you don't see it as much. Especially over the top, you can see that. Right? So for me, that's a big one for me. Especially for the type of videos that I like to shoot. I'm going to need those shadows to not look that way. And also, the other big one had to do with how high the Lunoxa sits. We talked about that, right? It can sit a lot better over my monitor. And this one, I would have to get a block to put underneath it to raise it up. And I don't really want to go ahead and do all that extra work where this one is already ready to go. Plus, it has better control over the shadows. And lastly, something I really wasn't looking for, and this one does come with better eye protection. The Lunoxa has a blue light filter and a couple other things if you look at the description. So in the long term, it is going to be better for your eyes. When this one, just look at it, it's a lot more brighter. It can be a lot more harsh. Does not have a filter, so you're going to get a more stronger light. You're going to illuminate more. And also if you're trying to illuminate more area, the Lepro, look at that. You can illuminate very well just with one, right? Turn that one off and get the, that's as bright as you're going to get it. Look at that, it's a lot more brighter. So if you are looking for something to be more brighter, the Lepro, the Lunoxa not as bright, but you get a lot of nice features with this one. So for me, that's going to be it. The Lunoxa is going to be my choice, but the Lepro is a fantastic bargain. It looks amazing. I really can't knock both of these two. It just depends what you're looking for. So that's going to be it for this review. If you did get something out of it, please sub and like. I am a smaller channel. Every little bit goes a long way. We'll be back next time with more. Until then, peace and much love.